God's not going to ask you when He returns, what did you feel in your heart toward me? Let's notice what Jesus is going to actually say when He returns. Matthew 7 and verse 21. Not everyone that says to me, Lord, Lord, shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. It's about doing. It's not about what you feel. Well, I just feel this is right. Oh, big deal. It's what you do that counts. It's what you do. Now the fifth holy day, is called the Day of Atonement. It's about when the world will be at one with God. Now, isn't that a beautiful picture when you think about it? When you think about it, the world at one with God. Christ returns. We've just discovered that with trumpets. Okay? And the first thing He does is to remove the greatest obstacle to world peace. What is the greatest obstacle to world peace? What motivates war? I was looking at Facebook, and there was this Syrian soldier, and I don't even know why I watched this. There's a video clip of this boy, the Syrian soldier who had his jaw blown off. And he's in the hospital, and the doctors are pointing at him, talking to him. He's still alive. But it was the goriest thing I'd ever seen in my life. It made me sick to my stomach. But this is the instruments of war, blowing people's legs off and face off and jaw, this guy had his complete jaw just blown off. And I'm thinking, God, thy kingdom come and put an end to this madness. If you have a loved one over in wherever, a soldier, you know what I'm talking about. Your sleepless nights, what you think about, what runs through your head. Well, when Christ returns, the greatest obstacle, this war machine, is going to be put aside. I'm talking about Satan, the devil, by the way. Let's notice Revelation 20 and verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on that dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. It makes perfect sense to me that when Christ returns, the first thing He's going to do is remove this great obstacle to world peace for 1,000 years. During that millennial reign of Jesus Christ, Satan will not be around. And can you imagine what a different world it would be during that time? But you didn't know this. You didn't know that there are holy days, appointments with God that reveal what God has done in the past, what He's doing today, and what He's doing in the future. You're not telling, preacher man, your congregation about the importance of these days. Now, here's the downside to all of this. If you go out and ask, I'm talking to you who are hearing my voice here, if you go out and ask your preacher about these days, guess what he's going to tell you? He's going to say, that's for the Jews, that's been fulfilled, that's been done away with. These days have no meaning. That's what he's going to tell you. He's been spoon-fed in seminary school. He's just been spoon-fed what they taught him in seminary school. Let's take a look at Acts 27 and verse 9. Now, when much time was spent, and when selling was now dangerous because the fast, notice that, the fast was now already past, Paul admonished them. Now that little word fast is a reference to, it means the Day of Atonement. The Day of Atonement is a fast day where you go without food or drink for 24 hours, for a 24-hour period, but it's referred to as the fast day. Look it up for yourself. When the fast was now past, it means the Day of Atonement. Why is Paul referencing the Day of Atonement? Because he was keeping the Day of Atonement. The New Testament church was keeping the Day of Atonement. They were keeping all of God's holy days. Now, has this day been fulfilled? Well, has Satan been bound yet? Well, no, he hasn't. No, it hasn't been fulfilled.